The higher they climbed, the harder the fall.
And I have for me, but we haven't for us. And for the next 7 ejections, 21 days, we have to function together or we fail.
What do you think we're doing now?
Not functioning together at all.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 TV shows that lost their mojo.
You are so dead!
Oh, Kevin, honey, you really need to watch where you're going.
For this list, we're including shows that were at one time beloved by fans, but that eventually started to disappoint the lot of them. Number 10, Survivor.
These 16 Americans are beginning the adventure of a lifetime. They have volunteered to be marooned for 39 days on mysterious Borneo.
The mother of all reality game shows, Survivor was the first to introduce and captivate North Americans with the concept and its castaways. But the longer the show survived, the less its storylines focused on physical trials and actual, survival.
I just started my period.
Oh, man.
No wonder I have cramps.
Instead, we were forced to care about who was voting for who.
Stacy came up to me. It's like, she don't like Rudy. And she's like, oh, I think we're gonna vote for Rudy and vote him off because he's so barking. Well, anybody's too barky and too bossy is Stacy because she doesn't move her ass. The chicks think I'm voting for one person and I'm not.
And cheap gimmicks like bringing back beloved competitors made later seasons a shadow of their former glory.
Oh no.
Oh my God, it's Russell.
That's why a slew of hot new series with similar formats have left the show in their dust. Sorry, Survivor, the tribe has spoken.
It's time for you to go.
Yeah.
Number 9, The XFiles.
I just miss both of you so much.
God, where have you been?
It was an out-of-this-world phenomenon, but after several seasons and a movie where every paranormal activity was exhausted, The X-Files had seemingly run its course, especially with the departure of star David Duchovny.
What do you think happened? Come on, Mulder. What's your theory?
The introduction of John Doggett as Mulder's replacement in Season 8 didn't win back failing fans, who missed the geeky yet foxy Duchovny.
You might have just introduced yourself.
Well, I was getting around to it.
When Gillian Anderson also stepped back and let Monica Reyes fill her shoes, it was the final nail in the coffin of this once great show.
Disgraced when they didn't, he fled and tried a more ecumenical scam.
The X-Files went out with a whimper, not a bang.
And I tried to convince you of the truth. And in that respect, I succeeded, but in every other way, I failed.
Number 8, Weeds.
Look at you, you're young, having so much fun. Gonna be a star, blah, blah, blah. And click, there goes the phone. I don't wanna know what my horoscope's predicting.
A daring new show in its first 2 seasons, Weeds attempted to make marijuana marketing a socially acceptable industry.
People got stoned for the Passion of the Christ? That's disturbing.
It's not as disturbing as watching a not stoned. Religion, my ass. It's a straight-up snuff film.
Nancy Botwin challenged perceptions of what pot dealers are like, because instead of the sketchy schoolyard peddlers, she's a newly widowed mom providing for her family.
Jesus, Nancy, you weren't kidding. This stuff is primo. You want to climb in?
Unless you want to go back to buying ditch weed from your housekeeper's cousin, I suggest you put away the pipe, hide the open bag of pot, and get your head out of your ass. What are you thinking?
But Weeds High turned into a bad trip because it was trying too hard to be cool by showing different subcultures, it featured one too many obvious product placements, and every dealer and druggie fell head over heels for Nancy.
I wonder if she's lonely.
No matter how much trouble it caused them.
Oh, God. Come here.
Number 7, Dexter.
Soon, you'll be packed into a few neatly wrapped hefties and my own small corner of the world. will be a neater, happier place.
America loves its serial killers, but Showtime took a killer concept, threw some plastic down, and just butchered it. Season after season, Dexter Morgan faces yet another mastermind challenger and comes out on top, putting his busy lifestyle to the test.
You can't be a killer and a hero. It doesn't work that way!
But new characters and bold moves rarely paid off, especially in later seasons, and after a certain point, it was just same old, same old. But the final knife slice to this once exciting show? Its devastatingly poorly received finale.
Now they see me. I'm one of them. In their darkest dreams.
Number 6. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Today's the big day, Gary.
Though some would call this one of the most overhyped children's shows ever, SpongeBob SquarePants still had at least a couple of decent seasons under its square belt.
I've been training my whole life for the day I could join the Krusty Crew, and now I'm ready.
Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Gary, and the titular yellow sponge served Krabby Patties and good laughs.
Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time.
But new Season 3 characters ruined the recipe, the writers turned to more mean-spirited humor, and every trivial concept seemed to get the full episode treatment.
Pretty good, SpongeBob, but it's lacking basic construction, and your perspective leaves a lot to be desired.
Not to mention the movie. Anything after Season 3 is, well, just not sponge-worthy.
I guess this is the end, SquarePants. But like the old saying goes, better to end up sinking into a prehistoric lake of tar than to turn to a life of crime. Goodbye, world.
Number 5. That 70s Show.
By the way, thanks for the ride.
This hit period series had it all.
What was that for?
Miscreant toke buddies having bro ventures, boy meets girl, boy and girl fall out, boy rides off into the sunset, leaving sitcom to struggle. That's where That 70s Show should have ended. But since writers need to eat, they kept at it even though it had reached its natural conclusion.
You are such a whore.
At the end of Season 7, Eric Foreman departed for Africa, leaving a hole his replacement never really filled.
Okay, Charlie, I'm gonna put you in charge of this. If you ever want to cheer Fez up, here's a little trick. I got you. You do it.
And for some reason, his friends continued hanging out in his parents' basement until the Season 8 finale.
You know, Donna, Eric is in Africa. Must be close to hitting rock bottom. Not really. How long does a boy have to wait before one of you flusies hits rock bottom?
Number 4. 2.5 Men.
I'll see you when you get here. We better hurry.
Oh, is she staying over? Because I may have parked behind her.
Rehab can put a strain on family relationships, and no TV family has been tested more than 2.5 Men's.
Yeah, looks that way. You're lucky. When I was your age, I could only dream about my parents splitting up.
After Charlie Sheen decided to start winning, his character was unceremoniously killed off in the Season 9 premiere.
I just want you all to know that Charlie didn't suffer. His body just exploded like a balloon full of meat.
But instead of stopping, or changing the name to 1.5 Men or maybe just 2 Men since the kid's pretty old, Sheen was replaced by Ashton Kutcher. However, Kutcher didn't blend with the cast as Sheen had, and failed to convince fans he was intelligent.
Guess what? I had sex with 2 girls last night.
It only went downhill from there.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Number 3, American Idol.
And history has shown that an idol can do anything.
After several seasons with no new formula or surprises and the same old hosts, American Idol could no longer hit those same high notes with TV audiences. Even Simon Cowell's brand of brutally honest feedback became familiar white noise until his Season 9 departure.
Your range is better than Mariah's.
By season 12, the format had officially run its course, proving repetitive no matter how many judge swaps were made. It actually lost its voice when newer, similar contenders like The Voice and America's Got Talent stole its spotlight.
Oh my gosh, I don't even have the words for it.
Overall, the group was weak.
It may be time for this show to not go on.
Thank you, Mrs. Bush.
Why you had to add the Mrs. on it?
Any relation to the former President George Bush?
No. You're George Bush's wife?
No. Oh, any relation to Kate Bush?
No. What about Reggie Bush?
Number 2, Heroes.
Why are we here? What is the soul? Why do we dream? Perhaps we'd be better off not looking at all.
Ever since Lost burst onto the scene, raking in tons of viewers, every sci-fi action drama tried copying the intrigue-driven cliffhanger formula.
Oh my God.
That's where Heroes tripped over its cape.
No, usted no entiende, por Dios, no. No está cometiendo un error.
Starting with the second season's lackluster amnesia premise that reset everything, the writers binge-wrote obvious mysteries into every plotline, included random lesbian-curious subplots, and overly goofy but trying to be sinister bad guys.
Look at the crab.
It was a time when character complexity was leaping to new heights in the hero genre, and even though its characters saved the world again and again, Heroes was left behind.
My life as I know it is over, okay?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable, mentions.
Merry Christmas, couldn't miss this one this year. Merry Christmas.
You were saying something about Turtle Shredder?
I don't believe it. They found us again.
We've staked out the Hall of Science for weeks.
Please, just turn yourself in, and that way you can get the help that you really need.
George?
Just call the nursing supervisor.
You're not helping to solve the problem.
Number 1, The Simpsons.
The results are in. This town has voted unanimously to get rid of Springfield's unending nightmare, The Simpsons.
To the naysayers, WatchMojo isn't afraid to make enemies of America's most dysfunctional family.
And a massive nuclear attack is expected to reach our shores within the hour.
But even diehard fans who still love the show know that The Simpsons started to lose steam as it approached its 10th season.
And I do not think we should be so quick to judge our longtime neighbors.
Not so fast, Flanders. We knew you'd be the voice of mercy, and we're prepared to answer your concerns.
Once a bastion of pop culture references and impeccable wit, the show, after over 2 decades on the air, is now usually a pale imitation of its younger self, with its longevity ultimately spelling its downfall.
Let's go, Smithers. Getting a little clingy, aren't we?
As much as we love the residents of Springfield, The Simpsons proved once again that TV families can overstay their welcomes in our living rooms.
Why would an entire town go to all this fuss to get rid of one family? What have we done that's so terrible?
Do you agree with our list?
It's evil. It's diabolical. It's lemon-scented.
What shows do you think have lost their luster?
You want to put Billy in an institution?
Oh, please, let's not turn this into a 1950s B movie.
Now, this place is run by excellent psychiatric specialists who may have some, creative solution to help Billy.
For more top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's no use.